Hey, thanks a lot, Steve.
Viva Las Vegas.
The Las Vegas Regional featured 44 teams coming in from the U.S., Brazil, and Canada, and 3 Hall of Fame teams, 597, 359, and 987 attending. This event had a strong top-tier set of teams, with teams like 359, 987, and 4270, who was the number 1 seed in Hawaii just back in Week 4, and also 6560 and 6995 coming in from California. And honestly, the rankings shook up pretty much how I expected. There was a jockeying between 359 and 4270, and big thing here was in qualification match number 87, where 4270 needed 3 RPs or more to maintain the number 1 seed. Looking at this match, I actually thought they weren't going to win, and it was really close as they squeaked out a 113-111 victory to take the number 1 seed at the Las Vegas Regional. It would have been interesting to see if 359 had taken number 1 if they would have picked fellow Hawaiian team 4270 Crusaders or went with the Trend 987, but these 2 points put 4270 in control for a second week in a row. We had a pretty crazy robot fire, by the way, before our last quals match. In match number 88, where Team 9018 turned on the robot and thick black smoke came out. You can see this in clips of the week, but we took off the robot panel, and unfortunately their PDP was on fire. Big shout out, by the way, to FTA Shahar and also head referee Kevin, who really took control of the situation, made it safe for everyone, and even more so when that team had to come back the match after to do a replay, let the team take the time to get their robot back in shape, replace what they needed, and get out on the field. True gracious professionalism by our field crew there, and a big shout out to 9018 as a rookie getting it together and getting their team out once again after such a devastating thing to happen to their robot. For playoffs, 4270 Crusaders would pick up 359 Hawaiian Kids and wind up with rookie 9287 Bionic Bengals. 987 the High Rollers would then become the number 2 Alliance captain and pick up 6995 Nomad and 968 Rock. I also thought the number 3 Alliance was well comprised of 6560, 4421, and 6918, but they did have some issues that unfortunately knocked them out just after 2 matches. Number 1 and number 2 would meet in match 11 in a defensive penalty field match where the number 2 Blue Alliance would prevail, sending number 1 down to the lower bracket, but they would stride back into the finals for some pretty intense rematches. Looking at the alliances, number 1 had a little more firepower, but number 2 had a far superior defensive robot, making this matchup feel kind of even. I wasn't a huge fan of the number 1 alliance's defensive result, especially in Finals 1 with 9287 providing as much defense against their own alliance in many situations. But I do need to give a big shout out in Finals Match 1, where I think the new meta has really started to evolve here. With about 18 seconds left, 359 went to play climb defense against 987, and it absolutely worked. 987 didn't see it coming, and while I do think 359 should have probably held on for a couple more seconds, it did pay off as 359's buddy climb got them up with 5 seconds to spare, and the number 2 Alliance was only able to dock and not able to get their triple engage. This would be a number 1 Alliance victory, taking it 151-111. Finals 2 is a little more straightforward and surprisingly penalty-free, with 4270 Crusaders able to continue their cycles as they are typically not targeted for defense. A crucial moment came when 968 for Red became disabled with about a minute left when their bumper fell off. 6995 also tipped over and got stuck in the loading station at 35 seconds, though they were able to right themselves, but this did seal the victory for the number 1 Lions as they would take Finals 2, 143-134. Congratulations to the winners, and big shout out, by the way, to Brandon Hellstrom from 987 and Adventure of Limelight for taking the Woody Flowers Finalist Award. Very well deserved, Brandon. Very happy for you. Also, congratulations to 9287 for getting the Rookie All-Star Award and the event win. 8717 Cyber Vipers for EI, and they were also last year's Las Vegas winners. And 2429 La Canada Engineering Club for the first Impact Award. I was so delighted and excited to get to meet so many of you at the Las Vegas Regional, to hear your stories, take a couple selfies, and just have a great time. Thanks to all teams for making this an incredible event, and I can't wait to see you back next year.